Hey guys, if you're shopping for knives and gear, make sure you check out the description of the video you're watching right now for a link to my Amazon store where I've compiled some of the very best items available, including some of my own personal recommendations. Thanks! What's going on YouTube? Metal Complex here, and welcome to episode 3 of my new Saturday series, The Quest for the Perfect Unboxing Knife. If you don't know what's going on, at the 10,000 subscriber mark, I gave away my old dedicated unboxing knife. Why do you have a dedicated unboxing knife? Because I've always got stuff being sent to me for review, and I unbox a lot of stuff, and I upload the unboxings, and kind of as a jokey, funny thing, I use this Rainbow Mermaid knife. And it kind of became a channel icon, and I decided to give it away at the 10,000 subscriber mark. So I've been left without a dedicated unboxing knife. Why don't I just use something like this? Because that's not the funnest thing in the whole world. I like to have fun. I like to do things that get the knife community involved with my channel. And so I decided to create a series where I hunt out the next unboxing knife. And as you can see here, people have sent me some things with blades. Well, for the most part, one thing is not a blade, but people have sent me a lot of stuff to be a candidate for this. At the end of this series, we'll be collectively voting on the thing that you guys want me to use as the knife that I unbox everything on this channel with. So if you're wondering, what are the parameters for this? Can I send you something? Yes, you absolutely can. Anything sent will basically be donated to the channel. And then at the end of this, all the stuff that I'm not going to keep, I will actually give back to the knife community in the form of multiple giveaways. So you guys will benefit from this. But if you'd like to send me something for this series, this is what I ask. Please make sure that the item is under $50 in value. That kind of makes things even, in the voting process at the end. It doesn't necessarily have to be something abysmal, but it also doesn't have to necessarily be a super good choice either. As you can see here, people have elected to send me things like this. Actually, Nick Shabazz sent me this, and he sent me a Z Hunter. And also that brings me to the next point. This is very similar to Nick's Terrible Gear Live. He and I talked about this. I said, I don't want to step on your toes. This is probably going to be an element of this series. And he said, hey, no problem. For the very first episode, he actually sent me a bunch of stuff as an official thumbs up from Nick Shabazz. I don't want to copy content, but this has unintentionally become kind of part of this. But yeah, if you'd like to, you can email me at metalcomplex87@gmail.com. Please email me first. You can find my email address right down in the description. Let me know kind of what it is, and make sure, again, that it is under $50 in value, and then we'll kind of talk about that and go from there. Given the current circumstances of everything that's going on in the world right now, people are a little bit reluctant, understandably, to ship things, and that's perfectly okay. In which case, this series will eventually, if it ends up being that next week I'm unable to, produce this type of content for you guys, no worries, we can pick it up where it left off. But we did have a couple of things sent, and I do want to share them with you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and find out what's in these packages. I really want to use one of these items to cut open these packages, and all of the common theme here is that despite the interesting aesthetics between all this stuff and the interesting construction on some of it, they all have blades except for one thing, and that's this guy right here. Somebody requested that I show off my Bally skills, so first I'm going to present you with the object. It is in fact not a bladed object, and now I'm going to demonstrate to you guys the extent of my abilities with a balisong. Ouch. Okay, that's enough of that. I don't know how to use this, but we are going to unpackage both of these with this today. We'll find out who they're from here in a moment, because I have instructed anybody sending me objects to include some information on it. And the first thing that we have here is a black box. Is there something in here? Is there information? This was just sent directly by something called Clean Cut Blades. And I apologize to the person who sent this. They obviously ordered it and had it sent directly to me. Make yourself known in the comment section if this is from you, and I will try and highlight your comment. Let's find out what's in here. Oh, sorry, we've got some tape here. Let me go ahead and just use this obvious cutting apparatus. And oh boy, we have something that was clearly used during the time period of the Crusades. You know what's funny about this? I reviewed this knife very early on my channel. Let's get it out. Oh my goodness. Some sort of ceremonial dagger of the Crusades. Wonderful. It is not sharp on both sides, thank goodness, because I wouldn't be able to bear down on that and put it away. I will say that at least this has a blade, and certainly goes along with the ceremonious theme of unboxing. You guys know how I like to hand that up big time. Thank you so much for sending that. I appreciate that it is, once again, not a fork, because this is a much easier object to wield. You know what's... Here's the thing. So this is obviously some type of aluminum that's been painted on the outside. And I mean, admittedly, 16-year-old me would go, yeah, that's cool. You know, that's super cool. It's got a nice deep... Actually, boy, the clip isn't bad. It's not the worst thing in the world, right? Well, let's see what it says on it. 440 stainless china. Would you guys like to know what it is that they're hiding there? Most people know. So 440 implies, you know, to some people, oh, I've heard 440C is pretty good. So they play on that. But the truth is it's likely 440A, which is a very, very soft steel. Almost exclusively used. Ooh, is this rub? Yeah. Listen. We got a little bit of rubbing on one side. Should we? It actually kind of makes for a cool noise. Here. Listen, ready? Ooh! Okay, let's turn the exposure up here just a little bit so you guys can get the full effect of those colors. Boy, beautiful majestic blue, absolutely. Then this is likely, we've got a steel overlay. It's actually screwed on. Then we have an aluminum plate, and then underneath we have more steel. Structural integrity certainly is there. Let's check for blade play. There absolutely is blade play. How about up and down? No? There's no up and down play in that. Okay, so it is a bladed object. As far as construction goes, on a knife that most certainly does not cost very much money, it's not bad. It's rubbing, but it's not the worst thing in the world. Can I safely front flip it? I should probably be wearing gloves. I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I want to mess with that on camera. Thank you so much to whoever sent this to me. This would make a fine unboxing knife, certainly. It's got a nice spear point. Oh, look at that. So is... You can see here what's happening at the grind. So they did get the initial grind centered on the fuller, and the fuller, I'm sure, was intended to be centered on the blade, which it isn't. Sort of went this way. And then they realized, well, if they follow the line here, what's going to happen is it's going to go that way. Oh, we can't do that. So let's get the grind to go this way. Oh, we're kind of messing up here. Let's go backwards. And then they got it right out at the tip to kind of go down the center. But it's also only sharpened on one side. It's not sharpened on the other. So, well, they did what they could. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Certainly majestic. Certainly worthy as a potential unboxing knife. Thank you so much for the nostalgia. I did sort of rip into that knife back when I did a couple of overly negative reviews on some junk knives and kind of stopped doing that. I'm going to take this opportunity to actually involve it. I'm going to elect a knife myself, or not elect. I'm going to, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm going to present to you a knife out of my own collection. One that I actually purchased because I did you guys can go back and look. I did a review on this knife, again, back during the time when I was reviewing a couple of things like this, and just kind of, in my head, I was like, I'm going to educate people and kind of, you know, steer them away from this stuff and steer them more towards better stuff. Well, what ended up happening is I ended up coming off like super pretentious, and I accidentally, unbeknownst to me, I chose a knife that a lot of people had actually purchased and enjoyed, and I think to this day still do. So the impact of that video was that a lot of people were like, hey, you know, I have this knife and it's fine. It cuts and it folds, and I've been carrying it for a long time, and I'm sure people have. But the truth about it is that it was overpriced for the materials. And I saw that and I wanted to kind of use it as an example. So then, after seeing the negative feedback, I decided to purchase the knife for myself and re-review it this was months later after I'd kind of established my style and my review process, and give it a fair review, not one where I was just like, just hammering down on it, not giving it, examples of why this was this way or why that was that way or why I thought like that. So I re-reviewed it and got a much better response, I think, because of the way that I approached it. However, I still hate it, and I think for that reason it sort of is imbued with that emotional force that is kind of applied to all this stuff. And that's going to be my own personal Smith & Wesson Extreme Ops Black Rescue Tanto, complete with the thing back here that's supposed to cut seat belts. It's also got a glass breaker. It has serrations. It has a Tanto. It's essentially the newcomer's starter kit to the overly tactical, the unnecessarily tactical part of the knife world. Let me be clear, I do not like this knife. If you'd like to hear my details on exactly why, you can go back and watch either of those reviews. And actually, in celebration of that, let's go ahead and cut open this last package. I'm going to be careful not to actually turn it over and reveal any information here. I will give it this. The blade is certainly sharp enough to cut. Which is something that I am appreciative of, considering we still have this. The Bally fork is certainly still a candidate. So I am appreciative of that. Let's go ahead and get into this here real quick. Oh, we need to make another quick cut. Get into that there. And thank goodness I've talked enough to make this video last at least 11 minutes, which is... I guess not unsurprising. Boy, can I blame this on this hack job on the knife, or is it just me not using a knife? Go ahead and point that irony out. I'm okay with that. There we go. Okay, we're into the core of this. Let's cut open the second package here. I am very... Yeah, those serrations. Yeah, there, look at that. That's some carnage. Okay, get into this guy here. This one does have a note. Oh, it's in a pouch. Okay, so we have a pouch. No, it's not. It's not residue. It's just something cut into the pouch. Well, now that's wonderful. Interesting. It came with a beautiful copper coin with. Is it a seagull? In Reeve we trust. Authentic. What? Oh, that's awesome. A Knife Nuts podcast coin? That's super cool. Wow. I'm really pumped about that, actually. Let's find out what the knife was. And is there a note? Oh, there is a note. Good. We're going to get... Wait a second. Legends of the Round Table. Oh. So I think this is playing into... the whole, like, my channel theme being I have my memberships, right, and I call them Knights of the Round, right, and I kind of have that kind of humorous semi-ironic theme about my channel, but this is a certificate of authenticity that has come with this. Is there any additional information in here? There's not. So who sent this? Hold on. The person who sent this was Isaac. Isaac, thank you so much for sending this to me. I'm very excited to see what's in this package. We have a very, like, sort of medieval, sort of Crusades theme going on here. What do we... Oh boy, that is majestic as F. That's so beautiful. Wow, look at that. It even has... Is this actually Excalibur taking form in a knife? Well, now, wait a second. How does this open? Okay, there's definitely a blade in here. Hold on. Is this a nail nick? Oh, it is. Okay. So, the beauty. I could totally use this as an unboxing knife. This is wonderful. This might... Listen, I went above and beyond on that theory, that series about the quest for the ultimate folding knife, which I labeled as Excalibur. A lot of you know that ended up being the, sorry, spoiler alert for anybody who wanted to go watch the series, it ended up being the XM18, a very specific version of it. But perhaps I was mistaken. Who is this? This must be King Arthur himself. Well, he's a handsome fellow, isn't he? Kind of looks like, who does this look like? I don't know. It kind of looks like, I want to say it looks like Chris Pratt. Oh my goodness. Look at the beautiful detail here. This is wonderful. Let's read about this. Legends of the Round Table, King Arthur Collector Knife. The Franklin Mint certifies that the Legends of the Round Table King Arthur Collector Knife is the very first collector knife presented by the International Arthurian Society. I did not know that the Arthurian Society exists, but I do now. It is also certified that this custom-designed folding knife features a full-color illustration by world-renowned artist Donato. His name is just Donato. Depicting Arthur withdrawing the famous sword from the stone. It is set within a fully engraved handle, richly coated in genuine sterling silver? Really? Okay, well that adds an element to it. Where were we at here? Genuine sterling silver and crowned with a hand-set stone of polished onyx. Oh gosh. The majesty, this, I actually have felt this thing slowly pulsing. Perhaps his power or just majesty, just sort of pulsing throughout my entire system. In addition, the Legends of the Round Table King Arthur Collector Knife is crafted... I'm stuttering around this. Is crafted with a dagger-shaped blade of stainless steel. Stainless steel, everybody, which bears the artist's distinctive signature and is set with the minted metal of Franklin Mint collector knives. It is further certified that the Legends of the Round Table King Arthur Collector Knife has been issued in an edition strictly limited to 45 casting days, and is available exclusively through the Franklin Mint. Stuart Resnick, Chairman, the Franklin Mint. Okay, well, there's a little more to this than... Oh, it's signed. It's signed. I thought that was a blemish. That's actually a signature. This is quite interesting. I have to admit, there's a little more to this than what I would have expected from just a simple... It's actually a slip joint style knife. But this is wonderful. I'm hoping that the person who sent me this did not spend more than $50. It certainly is majestic, and I gotta say, you know, I know you guys were all leaning towards the fork, and I know people still will, you know, but we have a lot of incredible candidates. But considering that this actually depicts Arthur and Excalibur, and I've cracked many jokes about the Excalibur knife. In fact, on my MC logo that you guys see on the channel, the sword legitimately represents Excalibur, which is an idea that there is a perfect folding knife or Excalibur made for every single one of us, and we just sort of find it as our, you know, as we go through this journey as knife nuts, right? And that's not specifically any one knife. However, the person who sent this, Isaac, is in fact suggesting that there is a perfect folding knife, that it's just one knife, and this might actually be it, Excalibur. So wonderful. Despite only having 2 new knives to present to you guys, I think we've managed to turn this into a full episode. What you're seeing out on the table so far is everything that has been submitted to this series. Oh boy, I'd love to get this big guy out, but it's just going to be so big for the table. We have a 2-handed sort of claymore of a knife. I actually have to move other knives out of the way off camera to get that one to lay down. There we go. Of course, the Batman knife, which was understandably one that was sent by Nick Shabazz, who may or may not actually be Batman. Go ahead and lay that guy right down there. And then we have, of course, the Wizard Crystal Ice Dagger, plus 10 charisma, whatever amount of charisma was imbued there. And then another actual really cool candidate, this is a little pocket katana. And then, of course, we have an actual Z Hunter. Give it the old Nick Shabazz wrist there. And then the Bally Fork and some other... Oh, my goodness. Oh, there we go. Pocket Tank. That's who sent this. Pocket Tank sent... was that Isaac? I can't remember. In any case, these stickers are from Pocket Tank, which is a channel that you guys absolutely should go check out after you're done watching this video. Somehow, we managed to turn that into a 20-minute episode. Guys, I hope you are enjoying this series. I certainly am. You're going to have a lot of stuff to vote on by the time we reach episode. I don't know if I'll end this at episode 8 or episode 10. Like I said, if you want to donate something as a candidate to this series, make sure that it is less than $50 in value, and then email me at metalcomplex87@gmail.com, which again is going to be down in the description. Let me know what it is. And then we'll kind of work that out. I would absolutely appreciate it, but I know, in a situation like this where we've got this crazy world event going on, you might be a little reluctant to ship things, which is perfectly understandable. In any case, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like. If you'd like to check out my other content, I do, of course, have lots of videos of knives that are either expensive or inexpensive that I do or don't like. So check that stuff out. And if you enjoy all my content, go ahead and click on this Metal Complex logo right here and subscribe, because there's definitely more coming. Thanks again for watching, everybody, and have a great day.